Here's an interesting little piece. This was a TV movie, I believe, that either aired in Spain or Mexico. I can't remember which it was. I I didn't take the time to look it up. Sorry about that. But this is actually a 40-minute long TV movie called La Cabina or La Cabina. I'm not sure the correct pronunciation of it. I think the other translation is the telephone booth. The basic idea of this is we see a telephone booth get installed, and a man goes to make a phone call in it, but can't get out, and he can't. It's completely soundproof, so he can't speak to anyone through the glass. And this entire movie is just about what happens to him while he's in there. And it does not seem like something ripe for a horror film, more like a comedy. And there are some moments that are played off a bit comedically, but more for the people who are witnessing this. The guy inside is in complete misery and very embarrassed. It's a very simple story, but trust me, this is a horror film. And you will find out by the end. Um, I just try to think here. The real horror in this comes from your sympathy for this man and his feelings of claustrophobia and being trapped. It's it's very strange in its simplicity. It doesn't seem like something that would work, but it really does. And also it's very direct in what it wants to talk about. And one of the things it talks about, or at least presents, is how disturbing it is that people can find entertainment from someone else's misery, embarrassment, and even suffering. And how things that are actually really bad, people just think nothing of it. They just don't understand. And it's really alarming when you think of how often that can happen in real life. It has a unique mix of being completely isolated because this guy is in that booth, but he's completely surrounded by everyone that could be helping him, and some do. And though he doesn't seem to be in danger, it's just the idea that he is closed off. He sees everything around him. As he is the center of attention, and yet has no ability to do anything and no control over the circumstances he's in. That feeling of powerlessness is just it's a very effective film for what it is, believe me. Uh, and here's something else that really goes to the brilliance of the director. I watched this the first time last year with subtitles. I watched it again this year without subtitles. There is only a slight difference in experience because so much of this film does not require a translation of what people are saying because enough is happening that you can understand based on what they're doing and how they're acting as to what is actually going on, what they intend to do, what they're trying to do, and even conversations that people are trying to have. By making the telephone booth soundproof, it has actually helped make this translate into several different languages because so much of this is a visual piece. The the music is a great composition and works damn near perfectly, except for two instances where it kind of got away from what it should have done. The feel just got interrupted, and that's what's really making the film get hurt in this regard. And there's clearly a lot of symbolism going on in this when you see some of the things that are being like pointed out, like the glass coffin and just how you look at things like a train going by and these squared off buildings. It's really saying a lot about how much of our lives is actually spent inside glass boxes. And that's a very sobering thought. It makes you look at things around you and realize that we're all pretty much in our own coffins. I mean, we might be having a life inside these constructs, but it it doesn't feel like freedom or control when you really get down to it. And there's something very powerful in the way that this film's presented. I really liked it. I watched this for the previous 31 day challenge, and I wanted to do an official review of it, but I haven't got around to it yet. So until then, I give this one a 9 out of 10. And since I already completed the challenge, it's all just about finishing out October. So I will see you in the last movie that I have for the 31 day challenge. See you then.